we remove the blocks from. Let me ask you a bold question. What if the love you're craving is already present, but buried beneath fear, shame, and old stories? In a world obsessed with finding the perfect partner, we rarely stop to ask ourselves, what's standing in the way of the love we already deserve? Today we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that in a personal story of mine. And let me just tell you, this was a year that I fell out of love with myself. Years ago, I was in a relationship that looked good on paper, but felt like I was vanishing a little more every day. I gave until I didn't even recognize myself. But I stayed because I thought love meant sacrifice. Turns out I was afraid. I was afraid of what would happen if I actually chose myself. That relationship ended. But the bigger heartbreak came after, when I realized I've been the one keeping love from at a distance for a long time. I haven't learned how to receive. I've learned how to survive. So let's take a deep dive into what actually blocks to love, what they actually are, and how we stop them from flowing freely in our lives. It's not the lack of options. It's not timing. It's not apps. It's not the apps. It's this. Number one, unresolved trauma. Old wounds create present day walls. We build emotional bunkers and then wonder why no one can reach us. Hello, Arthur. Thanks for stopping by. 2, fear of vulnerability. We want a connection, but we fear exposure. We don't want to be hurt, so we withhold the very thing we crave, intimacy. 3, self-betrayal. Saying yes when we mean no. Settling, shrinking. Those are all acts of self-abandonment that create a crack in the foundation of real love. Hey, Benny. And then the last one is conditional self-worth. We believe we have to earn love. We believe that it should be perfect. It should be productive. It should be pleasing. It turns out it's not a transaction. It's not a truth. We just deserve it. So, how do we, recover from this? How do we really get past it? I know for me, getting past it, I had to figure out how to break the cycle. Because I was caught in this thing thinking I'm like attracting all of these bad guys, and I wasn't. I was literally blocking good guys. So how do we do that? I think it was the mirror moment for me. I had to practice. I had to get in front of the mirror and really look at myself, really examine where we are, each day. I remember putting on my mirror, those stickies, to say that I'm really deserving of love, I'm beautiful, and I had to remind myself. I had to really pledge, I had to really put my hand on my chest and say, I pledge this, I choose me, I see me, I love me. I had to say those things in front of the mirror, that I was worthy of love. I was worthy of it without any conditions. A lot of times we go into relationships with ultimatums and telling people, yes, I was lying to myself. And I wasn't lying. I was not lying to myself, but I was being really truthful that I do deserve a lot of things. I was lying to myself. Nah, I wasn't lying to myself, Benny. I wasn't lying to myself. I was actually, I didn't know. Just didn't know. I didn't know I had these walls up. They were already up because people that I loved before hurt me. So I went into romantic relationships with those same walls up. So I wasn't really lying to myself. I was telling myself the truth when I was looking in the mirror. And it is difficult, Benny. It's really, really difficult. Although it sounds simple and it may seem silly, to like kind of look in the mirror and say that to yourself every day, it's really important to do. You know, it's really important to invest that time in yourself. Because if we don't believe it, nobody else will. Nobody else will. If we don't, I guess like Benny says, kick our own butts, then we nobody else will. They would just let us go on and on and on. And love isn't about being chosen. It's about choosing you. Really, it's about choosing you. And I see Benny has a question. What about a wife I have and she doesn't want to get a job ever? What do I do about it? Well, that's a condition that you guys kind of agreed to prior to getting married. If it wasn't where you wanted to go, it wasn't a meeting of minds. See, when you marry someone, when you're in a relationship with someone, you guys have to be going the same route. You have to be going the same road. If you're not, it's not a relationship. It's a condition. It's a condition. And that's how you go through life. And if you're not happy, choose you. Choose you. You know, I would say to you, Benny, you know, sit down, have a conversation and say, hey, this is where we're going with this. This is how, you know, we need to be working together. And if it's not something that you feel that you're comfortable with doing, I think, you know, at this point, we need to consider you know, parting of ways, because we have to choose each other. We have to choose ourselves. Hi, Marcus, how are you? You know, we have to love ourselves enough that we get a partner that mirrors that without any conditions. That will say, you know, well, you know how you dance and the partner you lead, you know, and the partner kind of follows with you, because they're not following you, they're feeling your energy. And they are leading along with you. They're not missing a step. That's the way partnerships, you know, that's the way relationships should be. It shouldn't be that, you know, any conditions, no conditions. You come in 100% each person, 100%, not no 50-50, 100%. And maybe it takes, you know, a conversation every now and again to get on the same page, but you have to be on the same page. And I used to think this about Elizabeth, what's her name, Taylor, and she was married a lot. And she said, one thing she said, I was married a lot, but I loved a lot. And I think marriage is the same way. You know, if you're going into a marriage and it started one way and you were baited into a different way, then you're not going in the same direction. And no, try as you may, it's not going to go that way. Hi, round 121 forever. Thanks for stopping in. So you have to have the mindset shift. You have to have that mindset shift. If you don't find love, you know, you become love. That's the thing. You have to become love. That's what I figured out from my own life and my own situation, is that I had to become love. You know? I had to become love. And when you become love, then you see that the direction that we are going has to be, talked about. And listen, sometimes it's conflict, and that's okay, because life is not without conflict. It's just not. And sometimes it takes uprooting, because, when you uproot something, you disturb the earth. So I would say to you, we don't find love, we become love. The more we peel away, peel back those stories, those fears, those false beliefs. One false belief that I think women always hear is, if you don't get married, you're an old maid, or you're going to be a spinster, or you're going to be, the curse word if you don't get married. All those are just like limiting. Thank you. All those are just limiting, beliefs in your love. You have to create an authentic space for you to have a connection, and the only way you do that is find love in yourself. So I'll leave with this with you today. I'll leave this with you. Remove the barriers, and love will come. Don't be a guest, or don't expect to get love from somebody else and to complete you. You walk into the relationship complete. The person that you're with is the reflection. And that's the reflection that you're supposed to, they're supposed to reflect that love and accept who you're becoming. That's what love is all about, is the acceptance. Just like I said, when you're dancing and you're not leading and they're following. You're leading, and they are going with you. So I hope I said something that helped you today. I just wanted to stop by and tell you my story, and talk about this, because we don't really talk about those things. It's the barriers of love, breaking down through, your heart, because our heart is sometimes when we're hurt by people, people, especially the ones that's supposed to care for us, we build these blocks up. Don't go into a relationship with those blocks built up. Make sure that you are love, and then you can expect it from somebody else. Bye for now.